Hey guys, I just wanted to show you really quickly again how to do your table that you have in this Desmos activity. So you've got some X values and some Y values that are given in each of the columns. Some of them are blank, some of them are included for both your X and your Y values. So you're looking at how everything has changed as you move down your X values and then how you move down your Y values. In some of the other slides, you're not going to have the numbers necessarily in order, so you're going to have to try to figure out, maybe write them down on a piece of scratch paper or on the desk with your whiteboard marker to figure out what's your missing values. So on this one, we see that we go 1, 2, we skip 4. We skip to 4 from 3, and then we have a number, and then 6, and then some number, and then 15. On the Y values, we go 5, 6, skipping 1, 9, 10, 15, skipping 1. So if we look at how are we changing when we move from our X to Y values, we go from 1 to 5. If we're going to go from 1 to 5, we could add 4. If we're going from 2 to 6, we can also add 4. So if we're going from 4, our other option here, of course, is going to be 4 plus 4, which equals 8. And if we type it in there as 4 plus 4, it's going to calculate it for us. If we're working backwards, we're going to go from 9, so we're going to say 9 minus 4, and that's going to give us our other value here of 5, which makes sense because if we were going in order from 4 to 5 to 6, we go 8, 9, and 10. Now, our trick of here is that we see that our change that's happening here on the 15 is we're going 15, take away 4, which gives us 11. On this side, we're going to be adding 4 because we're going from left to right. So 15 plus 4 gives us our missing value. So we're trying to write our equation, and we want to write it in y equals mx plus b form. However, we want to replace the m and the b. So in this case, if we look at how we're changing as we move down our x values and y values, and the slope of our line, or our m, is always going to be, our rate of change is going to be the change in the y over the change in the x. So if I move down from y, I go from 5 to 6, that's 1. As I move from x, I go from 1 to 2, that's also 1. So my rate of change is going to be 1x, because it's 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. Now, I don't have my y-intercept, but I do have, I can figure it out. Because as I was moving down the graph, the table, I'm adding 1. So if I go up, I'm going to subtract 1. So if I go from 1 to 0, I take away 1. So if I go from 5 up, I'm going to subtract 1. So I'm going to say plus 4. So that's my y equals mx plus b format. And you're going to do the same thing on each of the tables. But on your thinking folder field that comes up, you're going to explain your thinking. So you can say the rate of change is 1 y is increasing by 1 y value for every increase in 1 x value. And the initial value, b, is positive 4. And in parentheses, I'm also going to put the m after my rate of change. So it reminds me that that's what we're doing. So then you submit that to the teacher, and then you're going to move on to the next one. So you have 7 slides you're going to go through on this and do the same exact thing. What I want you to do is, after you have completed each slide, and I'll go back to the first one, is I want you to open another tab and have a Desmos graphing calculator going. And you can split your screen using your tab scissors. And here I've got my equation, y equals 1x plus 4. That's going to put it on the graph, and then I'm going to add my table. So I'm going to put in my x values and my y values. 1 tab 5, 2 tab 6, 4 tab 8, 5 tab 9, and so on. And as I go along, what I should find is that all of my points end up on my line that I've plotted. And that checks out to make sure that, yes, I did in fact do my graph correct, or put in my values correctly for my my table. And I also redid my equation inside the box correctly. So if you have questions, just blip me an email at angelaallen@maderausd.org, and I'll try to get back with you. I'll be monitoring as we go along. And thanks a lot, guys.